fiery horse with the speed of light, a cloud of dust, and a hearty hi-yo silver. The Lone Ranger. His faithful Indian companion, Tonto, the daring and resourceful masked rider of the plains, led the fight for law and order in the early western United States. Nowhere in the pages of history can one find a greater champion of justice. Return with us now to those thrilling days of yesteryear. From out of the past come the thundering hoofbeats of the great horse Silver. The Lone Ranger rides again.
Come on, Silver. Let's go, big fellow. Hi-yo, Silver! Hi!
Bibb and Cliff Dalton, ages 9 and 11, sat on the ground near the barn of their widowed mother's small ranch. Both boys wore rapt expressions as they listened to their grandfather, Zeb Coleman, recount another of his lurid adventures. Bibb, however, was taking time out to study the sole of his foot, a foot from which he had just removed a makeshift bandage.
And there I was. One white man again 100 redskins.
Hey, Wilkins, my foot is healing up good.
They kept charge. Huh? What'd you say, Bibb? Oh, you don't want me to go on. Is that it?
Oh, gosh, no, Gramp. Go ahead. I'm listening.
Oh, him and his old foot. Go ahead, Gramp. What happened then?
Yeah, well, let's see now. Yeah. Well, they kept charging in, and I kept banging them dead. Killed all except one big brave. Shot him so full of holes he died of pneumonia in 10 minutes. But my trouble was just starting. Here comes your mother, boys.
Bibb, Cliff, are you going to waste all morning out here listening to your grandfather? Why, it's almost 8 o'clock. And you said an hour ago you were going into the hills and get me some blackberries.
Oh, yes, Mom. We were just going, weren't we, Cliff?
Oh, this very minute, Mom. You see the pails by the gate. Mm-hmm. Come on, Bibb. I'll race you to the gate.
Hey, wait, you got a head start. Hey, come on.
And get back here as soon as you can. No playing around up there.
Now, we'll be back by noon. See ya.
Daddy, I wish that... Daddy, Bibb isn't wearing his shoes, and there's his foot bandage on the grass. Bibb! Bibb, do you hear me?
Oh, they can't hear you now, Kathleen. They're running too fast.
The sole of his foot is cut. He'll poison it walking and running in the dirt. And up there in the hills, he's liable to...
Running around in the dirt will make his foot better quicker than anything. Why, when I was a tot...
Dad, that's what I want to talk to you about. If Bibb were here right now, you'd tell him the same thing. I'm trying to teach them discipline and to make them see things straight. And you, all the time...
I know. I'm making mavericks of them. Telling them big lies.
Oh, I never said you told lies. It's only when you tell them those outrageous stories of yours. I want Bibb and Cliff to have no illusions either about life or you. When they grow up, they'll have to face it.
That morning, as Horace Finley, president of the LaGrange Bank, opened the bank safe, 2 men wearing handkerchiefs over the lower part of their faces entered the rear door with guns drawn.
All right, Pops, leave that safe open.
Stand up and put your hands in the air.
Hey.
And shut up.
Bookkeeper Alice Britton began to scream.
Robin, help!
I said shut up.
Oh, you won't, eh? Well, here then.
You've killed her.
Dick Elliott, the bank teller, ran at the bandit.
Murdering scum.
You'll shut up, too. You want the same, Pop? You want to die, too?
Oh, no. Take the money and get out. Get out.
That's just what we're going to do. Come on. Be right with you. Pop, give us 5 minutes to get away. If you stick your head outside the door before then, you're a goner, too. Thanks for the money.
Tonto, the Lone Ranger's Indian companion, was leaving the general store at the end of the street when the bank robbers streaked by and headed for the hills. Back in the Lone Ranger's camp, Tonto told the story of the robbery and the murders. The masked man was grim.
It's too bad you didn't go after them, Tonto.
But me leave scouting stable. No chance to get 'em.
Whoever they were, they knew what they were doing. They had to know that few people would be on the streets of LaGrange at the time they held up the bank. And it's evident they knew the routine and layout of the bank also.
Banker Finley, not no voices when them talk.
Tonto, you say the sheriff and his men are searching for the robbers in the hills?
That right, Kimasabi. Them ride off soon after Crooks go.
They'll probably keep looking in the hills until they find them or their trail.
Crooks have strong horses. And me know horses if me see 'em.
Did you tell the sheriff that? Did you describe the horses?
No, me not get chance. Sheriff and posse ride off quick.
Then it's possible we can learn some things on our own. There's a chance someone in the ranches along the way may have seen them. Suppose we visit a few ranches and ask questions.
Cliff and Bib Dalton had finished their berry picking, but instead of going directly home, they went to their secret cave in the hills, the cave which no one had ever known but them, they thought.
We won't stay long, Bib. We told Mom we'd be home before noon.
Oh, we got plenty of time. Besides, you told me to bring along the candle so as we could explore around inside, didn't you? So we got to go in and see... Oh, Cliff, here we are. Here it is.
Now, Bib, watch out you don't trip into that big hole in front of the entrance. That's where you cut your foot.
Oh, you don't have to tell me. I'm not that dumb. Come on.
The boys pushed through the underbrush, circled around a small pit near the entrance, and then entered the vast dark cavern. A brook with its source somewhere back in the endless recesses of the cave ran out through the entrance and into the open. It was along the banks of this brook that Cliff led the way inside.
Yeah, better light that candle, Bib. We'll explore back where the brook turns off, where we were last week.
Oh, wait a second while I get it lit. Yeah, there it is. Let me get in front now so as we can see. Gets low back here. We won't do any crawling in the dirt and
Easy.
The two boys walking into the interior did not hear the horses stop outside, nor did they hear the two men dismount and enter the cave. Ward Enlow and Eddie Leach, the bank bandits, had slowed down after their first mad rush from LaGrange. By back trails and roundabout ways, they had made their way to this, the cave, which they felt sure no one knew of but themselves.
We'll leave the money here behind these rocks, Ward, and change into our range clothes quick.
Yeah, we got to get back to the east fence before anybody knows we're going. Before Harley stops covering for us.
We can pick up this money in a week or so, after the heat is off.
Easy, big fella.
At that moment, the Lone Ranger and Tonto dismounted in front of the Dalton Ranch.
This is the Dalton Ranch, Tonto. Mrs. Dalton doesn't have any hands working here since her husband died. I think we better ask some questions, though.
Why, Kimasabi?
They say Mrs. Dalton's father, old Zeb Coleman, knows everything that goes on in this territory without ever leaving the ranch. It's possible he knows something that might help us.
Their old man sit over there by barn.
Yes, that must be Zeb. I will talk to him. I never met the man.
Zeb Coleman saw the two men walking through the grove of trees toward him. His eyes bulged. He turned and ran as fast as his tottering legs could carry him. At the side of the barn, he stooped and picked up a gun. Then he turned and walked toward the masked man and the Indian, his gun pointed purposefully.
Get your hands up, you varmints. Get him up. I got you.
You're Zeb Coleman, aren't you?
You're darn tootin' I am, so keep your hands up.
You better do as he says, Tonto. Is it this mask that has you upset?
You're right, it's a mask, you bank-robbing, woman-murdering jackals. The sheriff and his men were here. I heard all about you. I'll get the reward that's up for capturing you.
Now, wait. You don't think we're the men who robbed the bank, do you? If the sheriff was here, then you know neither of the hold-up men was an Indian. Now, Tonto here is
That's right. Say, what's your friend's name again? Say it.
Tonto.
Doggone. Now, wait. Where's your horse, if you're who I think you are?
Well, down by the gate. If you look through the trees, you can see both our horses.
I'll do it, but keep your hands up just the same now. Let me see here. Why, sure enough, there couldn't be but one white horse in the whole world like that one. Well, oh, doggone. Get down your hands and pardon me for covering you like it did. Now, what can I do for you, gentlemen, huh? You just name it and old Zeb Coleman will do it for you.
But Zeb Coleman could tell the Lone Ranger nothing. A short time later, he and Tonto rode away.
Tonto, it could be the sheriff and his men have located the bandits already. But as long as we've started this, we may as well continue.
We go on to the next ranch, Kimasabi?
Yes, the U-Z is about 5 miles from here. Then there's the Hook J further on. We'll keep going till sundown or until we learn something. Until then.
Up, Scout.
The two bandits, Enlow and Leach, sat mounted on their horses. They were hidden by thick brush, but were able to see the trail beneath them for miles on end. They had left the cave a few minutes before, but now they were nervous.
Look, Eddie. As far as you can see, riders. They're holding to the trail and they're scouring the brush.
Yeah, we can't go down there or even try to cross or learn anywhere along. What? What, right down here below, see?
Horsemen, a lot of them. Do you think they see us?
No, they don't. They'd be heading up if they did. But, Ward, we can't stay here. We better get back to the cave, quick.
Yeah, safe enough up there if they don't know about the place. Yeah, we better get back in the cave and stay there till they're gone and the trail's clear. Come on, easy now. Back we go.
Quiet, go, big boy. We gotta get away from here.
Bibb and Cliff Dalton had finished their exploration partway back in the cave when their candle had burned out. Now, having taken longer than they should have, they hurried toward the place where they had entered. It was Cliff who saw the object behind the rocks.
Hey, Bibb, look. There's a man over there behind the rock.
Oh, I know. There can't be. We were just... Cliff, somebody is here. Somebody...
Oh, golly, if... Hey, Bibb, that's not a man. You can see now. It's clothes. You see, all rolled up.
But they weren't here when we went back, were they?
Gosh, I don't know. I don't remember. Hey, you want to see what kind of clothes they are?
Well, if there's nobody in them, yeah. But hurry.
Afraid but curious, the two boys made their way to the bundle behind the rock. Trembling and ashen-faced, they unwrapped the bulky assortment of garments. And now, in the cord of the bandits' clothes, they came upon the cash box.
Hey, Bibb, it's a box. A money box like Dad used to have. Let's see if there's anything in it. Oh, golly.
It's money. Lots and lots of money.
The excited boys were staring at the loot in the gray light of the cave. They neither heard the two men dismount outside, nor did they see them enter.
Gosh, Bibb, there's $100 bills. Hey, this must belong to Crooks. Somebody hid it here.
You're right, Sonny. Somebody did hide it there.
He's pointing a gun at us.
Hey, what are we
Shut
gonna
up.
do?
Keep your mouth shut. Eddie, they're only kids. Come in here. Bring the horses in.
Eddie Leach entered the cave, bringing the horses with him.
They found the loot. Here's the money, Ward.
Yeah.
Mister, we didn't mean to find
We were just
we...
looking, Mr. Honest. We have blackberries in those pails outside in the bushes. We have to go home now.
Your folks know you're here?
No, they don't even know about this place. We won't tell them you're here.
You won't tell anybody anything, because you're going to stay here as long as we do.
Oh, we can't.
We have to go home, mister, please.
You'll go home, all right, when we let you go.
Yeah, and if you don't keep quiet and do what we tell you to do, maybe you'll never go home again.
But why?
Because maybe we'll kill you.
The curtain falls on the first act of our Lone Ranger adventure. Before the next exciting scenes, please permit us to pause for just a few moments. Now to continue. It was mid-afternoon when the Lone Ranger and Tonto reached the B. Cross B ranch. They had entered a gate along the east fence of the vast grasslands, and they saw a horseman galloping toward them, waving his arms and shouting. The rider stopped yelling and slowed his horse to a walk when he could distinguish the two men.
Oh, I thought you was somebody else. When you came from the east fence, I thought you
The
were
cowboy's hand was moving slowly toward his gun holster, but the Lone Ranger, seeing the move, had his gun out first.
Get your hands up. Don't reach for that gun.
The rider obeyed sullenly.
Don't let this mask deceive you. We're not outlaws. We're merely here to ask some questions about two men some of your ranch hands may know about.
Yeah? It's what you say. Who are the two men?
Well, I'm not sure. We can only describe their horses.
One ride Big Bay, other ride Paint Horse.
You mean Enlow and Leach?
Him seem to know him.
I said I didn't know them. Did they ride horses like I described? Now keep those hands up.
I'm not taking them down. Yeah, they ride horses like that. When I saw the Injun's paint horse, I thought...
He was,
Ward Enlow. He's the one with the paint. We're waiting for the two of them all day. They should be back.
Should they? From where?
What do you care if you don't know them? You get... all right. Don't point your gun like that.
I don't want to use it, but it's important to us if you know where those men are. Enlow and the other one.
Leach. Eddie Leach.
Oh?
Well, he rode off this morning and asked me to ride this part of their post till they come back. Said it wouldn't be too long.
Where them go?
How'd I know? He always went into the hills before when I covered for him. But they come back quick. Now they've gone too long. They can't cover for him any longer. And they left this morning...
They went into the hills?
No, they said they'd be in the hills. When they left here, they took the back trail of LaGrange.
Kemosabe.
Yes.
That sound like them men me see in LaGrange.
Yes. All right, you. We don't want to chance your shooting at us after we start to leave here. Turn your horse and gallop away from here toward the ranch house.
But I don't...
You heard what I said. Thank you for the information, but get going.
All right. Come on, get around, Blackie. Come on. Here.
Enlow and Leach, huh? Hello, let's ride into the hills. Come on, Silver.
Come on, Scout.
The Lone Ranger and Tonto skirted around members of the sheriff's posse as they crossed the trail and rode into the hills. They were galloping along a path that few others knew when Tonto suddenly pulled up his horse.
Oh, Scout, hold on. Oh, Kemosabe. Between trees, down your road, me see two people.
Yes, I see them, Tonto. Let's find out who they are. Have your gun ready. All right, come, Silver.
Got him up, Scout.
The Lone Ranger and Tonto guided their horses to the spot where Tonto had pointed. But they found no bank robbers. Instead, they saw in the dusk two frantic people, Zeb Coleman and his daughter Kathleen.
Oh, Silver.
Oh, Scout, hold fella.
Easy now.
Easy, Scout. Easy, fella.
Stay there, Silver. Zeb Coleman. Well, what's the matter?
There's that mask. And the Indian. They're the ones. They've taken
Zeb Coleman, a trifle dazed, was still able to calm his daughter.
Dad, you don't know what you're saying. These men are good.
What?
This one in the mask is the fella I was telling you about before. The one you didn't believe I met. Stranger, something pretty awful has happened to us.
Zeb Coleman told of Cliff and Bibb. It was the sobbing mother who concluded, however.
And something terrible has happened to them, I know. They won't come back, I know it.
Now, Mrs. Dalton. Perhaps they went to
no,
town,
they
or
didn't go into town. We know that.
That's right. Trail all day, searching for those bank robbers. They didn't see the boys. Besides, we're sure they're here in the hills. I followed their trail up here part of the way. I used to do a little trailing in the old days. Wasn't hard to follow Bibb's trail. He cut his foot the other day. He and Cliff are barefooted. You can see Bibb's trail easy on account of his favoring the sore foot. You follow me. I'll show you just where the trail is.
The Lone Ranger and Tonto went to the spot in the dirt road where Zeb Coleman showed them the faint marks of bare feet, with a long diagonal mark on the sole of one. The Ranger and Tonto, greatest trailers in the West, were able to follow the footprints into the brush, even in the dusk which was now around them.
Here's a footprint again over here.
You're sure?
Yes, and it was made today. Is that right, Tonto?
Ah. Kemosabe. Me remember something.
What is it, Tonto? What What are you looking up there for?
Me remember this part of country from long back. Maybe that's where boys go.
Go where? You think you know where they might have gone? You do?
Me not sure, but me remember.
Oh.
Kimasabi, near ridge, they're very deep brush. Stream come down at spot and go into cave.
A cave near here?
Well, it's not far. We go fast. We get there quick.
Then let's not wait. You lead the way, Tonto. Come, Mrs. Dalton, I'll help you.
I'll be praying. I'll be praying.
The last ray of the day's light seemed to hit the entrance of the cave. At the very moment, Tonto led the way to the almost inaccessible spot. And that one dying ray revealed a figure in the entrance.
Kimasabi, look.
Doggone, a man.
Watch out, he's going to shoot down.
Oh, that was right over my head.
Stay down. He can't aim in that darkness.
You know what? I bet it's them bank robbers.
Stay where you are. You come a step further, we'll kill you. There we are.
He said we. Zeb, you're right. It's the bank robbers. I'll keep still a minute. I'm going to talk to them. Enlow, Leach, you hear me? We know you're in there. Come out or we'll go in and get you.
We're here, all right.
Well, them answer to names.
You won't come in. We've got 2 kids in here. You come near, we'll kill them.
The boys are in there.
We'll kill them, I say. How do you want that?
No, but we'll wait here. You can't escape. You can't get away. Now listen to me, each of you. Mrs. Dalton, can you handle a gun?
I can shoot, but not now.
You won't have to aim at anyone, but you will have to shoot from time to time, you and Zeb, to keep those 2 men inside the cave.
She and me, you said. We can't see in the dark. Where are you 2 going?
Tonto's going to LaGrange and get the sheriff and his men. I'm going to get into that cave some way.
Kimasabi?
Yes.
Me no other way. It way only Indians know. Long time ago, Indian friends show me. It way, way back. Maybe men not know where it is, but me know.
Tell me where to find it.
Well, me show way before me go to town. It easy to find when you know secret.
You out there. Don't come near here. I told you what'll happen to the boys if you do.
We'll stay here. We can wait. Mrs. Dalton.
Yes.
Tonto will give you his gun. Then I'll go to the rear entrance to the cave he just told me about. You and Zeb lie low behind those heavy bushes there, near the pit.
I'm afraid, but I'll do it.
I knew you would. Zeb, there are a lot of dried-up branches and leaves around here. Start a fire by lighting a branch with leaves on it.
Yes, sir.
Then throw it into the pit. While you and your daughter are hiding in the bushes, feed the fire with more leaves and branches.
Right.
You can push them into the pit without exposing yourselves, I'm sure. That'll build up the fire. Now, here's what my plan is. The flame will light up the cave entrance.
A short time later, a flaming tree branch sparked from the darkness into the pit, lighting the cave entrance. Enlow and Leach fired wildly from the cave, their shots aimless, their target hidden. Each time they fired, more wood and leaves seemed to land in the flaming pit, lighting the entire area before the cave. Two endless hours had passed, and Ward Enlow was panicky to the point of breaking.
Eddie, they got us bottled up here. We can't get away with that fire burning out there. They'll mow us down.
Those kids are the cause of... Boy, do you hear that? Horses. More horses coming up from the trail.
That means we'll be killed no matter what. Well, lynching makes you just as dead as bullets. We got to take a chance.
And go out there?
Yeah, taking the kids as shields. And killing the kids like we said if they don't let us pass through. Come on, we'll untie the kids.
Since entering the far entrance to the cave, an entrance small and hidden, the Lone Ranger had crawled along the ground, following the tiny stream that became a brook outside the main cave entrance. Bats zoomed overhead in the darkness. But now, after a grueling passage of time, the Lone Ranger saw an orange light. There it is. The flame burning outside the cave opening. Almost noiselessly, the Lone Ranger tiptoed to the rear of the scene taking place at the cave's entrance. Enlow and Leach stood behind the boys, using them as shields. Enlow was shouting into the trees behind the flames at the people he knew were hidden there.
And if you don't let us and our horses through, we'll do what we did to those 2 this morning.
You can't murder children. You can't.
You don't think so, huh? Well, you'll see. We'll shoot them.
Oh, no, you won't.
Hey, who?
Startled, the 2 crooks let go of the boys and turned toward the cave. As the boys ran away into the darkness, the men reached for their guns. The Lone Ranger's gun fired first, shattering the gun hands of the bandits. As their guns fell to the ground and the bandits reeling clutched at their wounds, the sheriff and a host of figures rushed from behind the trees and brush.
My boys are safe. Oh, Cliff, Bibb.
Within half an hour, Enlow and Leach had been bandaged and taken off to jail by the sheriff. There was still a large crowd of townspeople still around the fire in front of the cave, questioning the boys, now revived and dazzled by their status as celebrities.
I'm so happy. You're really safe. But tomorrow I'm going to give you the licking of your lives.
Wilkins, Mom. If it wasn't for us, you and Gramp wouldn't be getting the $5,000 reward for capturing those crooks.
That's right, Mom. Isn't it, Mr. Finn?
Well, I suppose you're right, boys. As president of the bank, I personally thought the masked man and the Indian should have shared in it. But they said no.
I want to thank them again. I want to be... Why, where are they?
Why, they rode off just a few minutes ago.
Wilkins, the way that filler could shoot.
Best in the world, and everybody could see he was my friend.
Yes.
My friend, Kathleen. You believe that?
I do, Daddy. But, Dad, who is he?
Imagine not recognizing him. He's one of the best friends I ever had. The Lone Ranger.
This is a feature of The Lone Ranger Incorporated, created by George W. Trendle, produced by Trendle Campbell Enterprises, directed by Charles D. Livingston, and edited by Fran Stryker. The part of the Lone Ranger is played by Brace Beamer.